Hey guys, I'm back again for the weekly oracle reading. For those of you who are just tuning in, welcome. I'm Anne, and this video I'm going to be giving a general love reading focusing on divine counterparts. That's soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, past life love connections, and anybody basically that you're connected to in a romantic way. I invite you to stay tuned and watch. I'm sure there's a message for you. Okay, this is a very exciting time. I love October. I hope you guys are embracing the beauty of outdoor activity before it gets colder and, limiting, of course, but, staying safe, staying within, range of wherever you go, get out there and do something for yourself. It's a good time for it. Now that we're, coming into a slowly wind down time, I advise you guys just to, focus on, what you feel in your heart, what you want to do. Raising your vibration is October. To me, October is a raising vibration month for me. And not just because it's my birthday, that's on the 27th, but because it's just so magical. I love it. Okay. Last week I did something a little different. I made the reading more, not so not general love reading, but more of like for the collective, total collective. I took out divine feminine, divine masculine, basically because a lot of people, have been asking me, what do I fall under? Am I a masculine or am I a feminine? And actually you can fall into both. I've been finding that with a lot of people, and it's not necessarily like, well, it's one side is better than the other. So I'm making my readings now in the future. They're going to be more generalized for both divine masculine and feminine. So it doesn't matter who's where or what placement. I don't go by that anymore. It's just because I feel like we should embrace the changes that are happening. And sometimes we can fall into both divine masculine and feminine. It happens all the time. Okay, just wanted to explain that. So the first card we got, they are goddess cards. I'm using 2 decks of goddess cards, by the way. Be strong. You guys can see that. Let me hide my face so you guys can see it clear up. Read it. I will read it back to you. I'm not going to pronounce the name because sometimes I mispronounce and I don't want to do that today. So it says, you are stronger than you think you are, and you are enough. Your strength assures a happy outcome. Okay. So right now, this card is telling you that you are stronger. You are stronger. You're not focusing on what great strength you have inside of you. You're actually looking at what others may portray of you, or maybe what you were programmed to feel about yourself over the years. And, it's built up to a point where, you self-doubt yourself. You self-doubt, you kind of like second guess on everything. Not that you want to do this. I mean, yeah, we try not to. I know it's very difficult. Just because you want to be sure, you want to be confident, you don't want to seem like your ego is taking over, because it's not. But you need to just focus that you are strong. And sometimes ego is not a bad thing in this case, because you are strong. Think about everything that you went through. I mean, the things that you've accomplished and the things that you've done for yourself. You did it yourself. You're stronger. And in this relationship, you have to look at, did I do something wrong to this person? Why isn't this person coming towards me? I mean, if you're starting to get this energy, this feeling, this message that you're not doing something correctly in your relationship, no, you're doing everything. But you need to stop, being so second guessing yourself of if you're good enough for that person. Or maybe you're not thinking you're not good enough, but you're thinking maybe that person isn't giving enough to you, and you're not strong enough to walk away, or you're not strong enough to face what you need to say. These are messages coming from the divine, so I'm just going around messages that you may be getting. So that's why I go a little bit more around a specific message, because it is a message coming through, but not necessarily the actual message. And maybe it could be. Okay, romantic love. I believe this is Aphrodite. Very beautiful. Oh, look at this color of this card. I love this card. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the pink. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Okay, so romantic love. If you're strong, and I know you are, that romantic love comes together. It's not going to be a romantic love if you're not putting the energy for it. If you're always second guessing, if you're always putting out there, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough to find love in my life. And you know what, that happens to a lot of us. We're all single when we come into this world, and many times, in between relationships, we are single for a while, and we wonder, why can't we find the right relationship? Why isn't the perfect partner coming towards us? Why aren't we finding our divine counterpart like everybody else? And maybe you want a family and you want to have that grounding. All of those things will come. But in order to have that, you have to have love for yourself, and romantic love comes after, comes towards you. Being strong. You are stronger than you think. You have to focus on that. You can't play around and just say, I'm not gonna go around the part of me that I think I should be doing or I should be pursuing. You have to take the leap of faith, as this card shows. Taking a leap of faith. And being stronger means one thing: focusing on your strength, not so much of your weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. We all come, we can all look at our weaknesses and say, oh, well, I shouldn't just do anything. I shouldn't even get involved because I'm not strong enough. You are. You are. You're watching this video. You know what? You're searching. You're here looking for an answer, a decision, maybe a direction, okay? You're strong then. You're stronger because you're willing to try. Okay. And maybe you watch weekly, maybe you just landed here. However you found it, you're searching. You found, this video on the internet. So I'm not saying that you found me, but you might find other videos as well. It's all about taking the leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. So maybe that person that you've been thinking about, maybe you've been wanting to reach out, and maybe your person of interest is like, am I going to make things worse if I reach out? Only you can make that decision. I have to tell you, if you don't reach out, they'll never know, and you'll never know, and you'll always wonder, should I have done it? That's what the leap of faith is telling you. Take the leap of faith, get in there, try to get it off of your chest. You have something to say, you have something to do. Take the leap of faith. You may be getting a message that you're taking a leap of faith in a different type of way, but whatever the message is, it's telling you that it's part of your healing. I love this card too. She's beautiful. I love the colors in this deck as well. And you know what? That healing, it's going to happen. You're definitely releasing from whatever happened. Remember, when we come into this world, we come in basically spiritually blemish free, right? Yeah, sometimes there's past life stuff still floating around, but that doesn't mean that you can't live a normal life. Your upbringing may inhibit you from, not everybody, but it may inhibit you from seeing certain things. And you know what? Maybe you're holding on to certain like old baggage, and maybe you were involved in certain relationships that just didn't go well. There's a healing going on. There's definitely healing. And if you don't heal from it, you're never going to find true love or that person to be that person you want them to be. Because you could be involved with someone and you could feel totally alone because they're not giving to you everything that you need them to give you. And you know what? They may give it to you, but you're not loving yourself. You're not giving enough love to yourself. And guess what? You're always going to feel deprived. You can be married, children, family, the dog, everything, but you still feel alone. But you know that it shouldn't be this way. There's one thing missing. You didn't heal from a past situation. And when I say past, I mean something that you've been holding on to. Release it. How do you release it? Well, only you can do this yourself. Search inside yourself. Did your upbringing make you feel like you were inadequate? Maybe you felt like you fell short, or you didn't do enough. Maybe it was just in your mind. Maybe you have to talk to that person. Maybe it was parents. Maybe it was siblings. Maybe it was past relationships. It's more like you have to acknowledge it and release it and say, you know what? I am strong enough. I can do this. I can be loved. I am loved. And this affects you in all types of love relationships. Just telling you guys, because if you're not focusing on loving yourself, every aspect with love is never going to go right. Seriously. And I'm not branding anybody or anything, but I've been there too, so I understand. Once you accept and you release and you heal, it feels so much better. And you know what? Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up anymore. Sensitivity. Okay. Sensitivity. I'm going to read that to you. It's White Tara. That's a goddess. You are becoming... oh my gosh, I can't see that too good. Okay. oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now I could. Okay. You are becoming increasingly sensitive, avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Okay, yeah, I know we are all staying safe and keeping away, and we're basically protecting ourselves. But did you know that you are very sensitive, emotionally? Because, gosh, how could I say this? When we're like restricted from, getting out and doing things, and we have to wear masks all the time. Well, I get very sensitive myself too. Even though I have to admit I'm a germophobic, but I'm not that germophobic. I don't feel everybody is a germ, but we have to treat it that way to be safe. So you're highly sensitive. Your emotions are triggered. A lot of people getting upset at each other for no reason. And I'm not talking about when you're going to the grocery store and you see someone wearing the mask underneath their nose and you're saying, oh my gosh, like that kind of stuff, like you can get triggered from because you're doing things right. Okay. The sensitivity is happening because it's in the air. And I'm not going to go into politics either because everybody has, a lot of stuff was happening. They all have their views, and that's fine because either way, it doesn't matter because it's all the same. And that's why I say, you know what? Protect yourself in a sensitive way. Don't put the news on so often. I mean, watch the local stuff. I just have an alert go on and, local, like something's going on, this road closure, there's a storm coming along, stuff that's mainly in my area. I really don't want to look at the news because it just upsets me. No matter what it is, it just does. I just don't like seeing it. Forgiveness. And we just talked about forgiveness as well. Okay. Forgiving that person, forgiving that in that relationship that you had. Maybe they did not give to you all the love that you gave to them. Maybe they betrayed you, and all this stuff. I know I'm probably hitting and triggering something really sensitive, guys. But listen, these two cards came up to say a message. You're being sensitive for a reason, and you need to forgive and forget and let it go. Yeah, easier said than done. You know what? It is. If you allow it, if you take a deep breath, if you start to get like more into like breathing and meditation and just letting it go and releasing it and just looking at the outer layer and saying, you know what, I'm not part of the outer layer. I don't want to be a part of this outer layer. I'm internally, thriving and loving myself and being there in my internal being. I just love myself. You're going to see things a lot differently. Yeah, people can be cruel, people can say things, and people, are all about, themselves. And you know what? We talk about self-love, and that is totally different than people being, for themselves and people that are just self-love. Okay, self-love is when you self-love yourself. Automatically, you're going to love your loved ones. Automatically, they mean to you the way you mean yourself to yourself, if that makes sense. People who are dear to you. That's what you're focusing on. Don't focus on the little things that might trigger you. Butterfly maiden, transformation. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? And you guys can pause it if you want to see the card a little bit better, to read it, maybe get a message from it. That's what I like to do. This is a beautiful card. I love the colors. Okay. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. I think so. We are all experiencing changes. And you know what? With divine counterparts right now, there's many changes going on, especially with twin flames. I know a lot of transformations, a lot of unions happening. Yeah, I know. Like if you're involved in a twin flame separation, I'm not telling you, oh, you're getting back together or you're not getting back together, but I'm just giving you the message that there's something going on internally inside you and your twin that's transforming. Yeah, this whole 2020 has been a big transform year. And because it has been, it's been changing things all around. So if you've been separated for a long time, know that this is part of the process. A couple years from now, we're going to look at this as a memory, and hopefully you'll be with your divine counterpart, and that's how I look at it too. It's like, whatever someone else goes through, you're going through it in a different type of way. And you always have to believe and have faith into what is in your heart. You know, if you're just believing and saying, yeah, whatever, yeah, you know what, it's never going to manifest, and you're never going to find happiness that way. You know, it's either I believe it, I'm going to go with it, I'm going to follow my gut. But if you're just like kind of in a way, maybe it's time to just walk away from that situation or that thought, you know, because if you're iffy about something, remember, you have to know that it's never going to be changing, because a new beginning, you're not allowing the new beginning to happen. The new beginning has to happen when you allow that new beginning. And this is a beautiful card. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I love the colors in this deck. So the new beginnings is part of what you're seeing right now, and new beginnings will happen in your love relationship if you allow it. But if it's meant, you know, remember something. When you're involved in a love relationship and it's just somebody you're just casually dating and you're just like codependent, it's not really a love relationship, is it? No, it's more of like, I just don't want to be alone. So then you have to just, you know, make a decision. I can't tell you what to do, but never be with someone just because you don't want to be alone. I can't stress the fact that this is going to like prohibit you from finding the one, finding your true love, that the one, the, you know, your person, if you have it. It's more about what you need to do. Be strong. Don't let the sensitivity of negativities or just talk, gossip, whatever, you know, watching the news. I know I keep saying that because it's just, I don't want to watch it. It's terrible. If someone in your house does, I know it's hard not to listen to it. It gets tempting, but then, you know, you have to focus on you and go outside, or, you know, go somewhere to, you know, just clear your mind. But it's more about clearing that space, clearing yourself for forgiveness and starting over again. So I hope that this reading video helped you. I hope that it resonated with you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Maybe revisit this video another time. Maybe there's messages that didn't come through right away, but I invite you to stay tuned again and watch the video over again another time if it seems like it's not resonating completely. And take notes down. It always helps to take notes. If you would like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer phone, chat, and email readings. The links are down below in the description area. Also, check out my blog articles. I have been blogging more, so I do plan on making more articles in the future. It's just been very limiting with, you know, with all this going on and the pups and everything. So if you guys watch me on social media, you know what I'm talking about. And you can follow me if you're on social media. I'd like to talk to you too. You know, just send me a DM or something and let me know you're there. And I just want to say thank you guys all for subscribing, tuning in, and all the support and all the likes and comments and shares. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. I love it, and that's why I'm always going to be here for you guys, because you guys are great. You guys have changed my life a lot by doing these videos. I've been doing them, what's going on, I think 3.5 years. Yeah, a long time. Every single week. I've always made it my business to make it every single week. Okay? So until next time, God be with you all. Namaste.